We are glad to welcome you to our channel. Kindly subscribe to our channel and share our videos with your friends and relations. And click on the bell icon for instant notification whenever new videos are uploaded on this channel. Rest assured that we are going to have a very exciting and inspiring discussion. Let's dive into the lesson right away. Hello friends, and welcome back to English Classes Online. In today's video, we will simplify the subject-verb agreement. We will cover singular plural subjects. We will also explore compound subjects, indefinite pronouns, and collective nouns. This lesson is taken from my ebook titled Learn English Grammar with Ease. So if you are interested in getting the complete English course that is contained in the book, you can simply click on the link in the description to grab your own copy of the book. I am your host, Benjamin. Let's dive right in. Best tips for subject-verb agreement. Let's start with the basic question. What is subject-verb agreement? Subject-verb agreement is a grammatical rule in English that means the verb in a sentence must match the subject in number in terms of singular or plural, and sometimes in person in terms of first, second, or third person. What does that mean? Singular subjects take singular verbs. That is the first rule of subject-verb agreement. For example, she runs every morning, where she is the singular subject and runs is the singular verb. Another rule is that plural subjects take plural verbs. For example, they run every morning. They is the plural subject and run is the plural verb. Alright? Now moving forward, we want to look at another basic question. Why is subject-verb agreement important? Why is it really important? The first reason is clarity. It helps your listener or reader to understand who or what is doing the action. Okay? That exactly is one of the reasons. For example, it is correct to say the teacher explains the lesson. But it is incorrect to say the teacher explained the lesson. This can be confusing or it can sound unnatural because the rule of subject-verb agreement has been violated here. The teacher is a singular subject and cannot take a plural verb. So when you say the teacher explained the lesson, you have compelled a plural verb to go with a singular subject, and that makes it incorrect. Okay? Now, the next reason why subject-verb agreement is important is professionalism. Speaking and writing with correct grammar shows fluency and competence. Very important in school, work, and formal situations. Understanding is another important rule, another important reason. Errors in agreement can distract the reader or listener and affect comprehension. So subject-verb agreement is important because it enhances understanding, okay? When you use correct expressions, it enhances understanding. It makes it easier for the reader or listener to understand what you are communicating. Now let's look at some quick examples. He has a dog. This is singular. He is a singular subject and has is a singular verb. They have a dog. This is plural. They is the plural subject and have is the plural verb. The list is on the table. The singular subject here is list. The books are on the table. The plural subject here is books, and it goes with the plural verb are. This brings us to singular and plural subjects. We want to take a look at singular and plural subjects as they apply to subject-verb agreement. Singular subjects. Singular subjects use singular verbs. That is a rule. For example, use runs for he runs, okay? He is a singular subject taking the singular verb runs. The dog barks loudly. This is an example of the singular subject using the singular verb. The dog is the singular subject, barks is the singular verb. Another example, she sings beautifully. She is a singular subject, sings is a singular verb. Then we look at plural subjects. Plural subjects use plural verbs. So you use run for they run. They is a plural subject, run a plural verb. Let's look at some examples. The dogs bark loudly. The dogs is a plural subject taking the plural verb bark. The dogs bark loudly. Another example, they sing beautifully. They is a plural subject and sing a plural verb. The next thing we want to look at is compound subjects joined by and. When you look at compound subjects, they are subjects joined by and they usually take a plural verb. For example, John and Mary sing. John and Mary are the the compound subjects because John, Mary, the two are joined by and, so they take the plural verb sing. John and Mary sing. Then we look at single units. If the subject is a single unit, use a singular verb. So you can have a situation where you have what looks like compound subjects, but they refer to a single unit. So in structure, they appear as compound subjects, but in meaning, they refer to a single unit. For example, mac and cheese is delicious. Now, if you are wondering what mac and cheese means, you can say bread and butter is delicious, for example. So, mac and cheese is a single unit. Bread and butter refers to a single unit. So, it is singular in meaning and therefore should use a singular verb. Okay, so that's exactly how it works when you have a single unit. Now here are more examples of the compound subject rules. My brother and I are going to the movies. My brother and I are going to the movies. My brother and I are compound subject and should take the the plural verb are. Peanut butter and jelly is a classic combination. So this is another example of a compound subject referring to a single unit, and so it takes a singular verb. Peanut butter and jelly is a classic combination. This brings us to indefinite pronouns. There are indefinite pronouns that are always singular. Examples are each, everyone, someone, nobody, etc. For example, each of the students has finished. Because each is a singular indefinite pronoun, it takes a singular verb has. Each of the students has finished. On the other hand, some indefinite pronouns are always plural, such as both, several, few, many, and so on. For example, both of the cars are out of gas. Both usually refers to two. Both of the cars. Now we are referring to two cars, and therefore the verb should be plural. Okay? These indefinite pronouns have specific rules of concord you should study. Let's look at them. Everyone is welcome to join the party. Now, everyone is an indefinite pronoun that is always singular. So it takes a singular verb. Few people know the answer to that question. When you talk of few, it's always more than two. For example, few people. So it refers to more than one. So it is plural. Few people know the answer to the question. Moving further, we look at indefinite pronoun nuances. Some indefinite pronouns can be singular or plural, okay, depending on the context or how it is used in a sentence. These include some, any, none, all, most, and it depends on the noun that goes with each of these, okay? Let's look at none. In formal writings, none is treated always as singular in formal writings. So take note of that. Now, let's look at some examples to help you understand. Some of the water is gone. Now, the indefinite pronoun here is some, but because it is used with water, which is an uncountable noun, it uses singular verb. Some of the water is gone. Some of the cookies are missing. Because cookies are countable, and then you are referring to more than one or two or more cookies, then of course this will go with a plural verb. some of the cookies are missing. None of the cake was left. Okay, because cake is indefinite and none in most cases is treated as singular. None of the cake was left. Okay, so that's exactly the way it is. None of the students were prepared. Here we are using none, but referring to a plural noun, students. So a plural verb is applicable here. None of the students were prepared. This brings us to collective nouns. A collective noun, when viewed as when you are looking at the group as a whole, okay, you use a singular verb. For example, the team plays well. When you have a team of 11 players, for example, you are looking at the group as a whole, you use a singular verb. The team plays well. But if you are looking at the individual members that make up the group, then of course you use a plural verb. For example, the team are arguing. This means that members of the team are arguing with one another. More examples of the collective noun rules. Don't forget that when you are looking at the group as a whole, you use a singular verb, but when you look at the actions of the individual members of the group, then you use the plural verb. Let's look at the example. The family is having dinner. Here you are looking at the family, the group called family as a whole. So you use the singular verb. The family is having dinner. The committee meets every Tuesday. You are looking at the committee, looking at the group as a whole. Okay? The audience were applauding widely. Here you are looking at the actions of the members of the audience. The audience were applauding widely. The staff are disagreeing about the policy. You are looking at the individual members of staff and their actions. So the staff are disagreeing with one another about the policy, okay? Now it is time for quick quiz. Test your knowledge, find and correct the errors. Number 1, each of the girls have a doll. There is an error in this sentence, so look at it again and again and see if you can find out the error and correct it. Number 2, the dogs is walking to the park. Find and correct the error here. Number 3, the team are playing well together. Again, there is an error in the sentence. Try and see if you can find the error and correct it. So you can pause and test your knowledge by looking at these 3 questions and see if you can figure out the error in each sentence and correct it. Having done that, then you can now join me as we go through it and answer the questions one by one. Number 1, each of the girls has a doll. Now, what is wrong in question number 1, each of the girls have a doll, is that each is a singular subject and then have is a plural verb. So you cannot use a plural verb for a singular subject. You have to use a singular verb. And the correct thing is each of the girls has a doll. Has is the singular form of have. Number 2, the dogs are walking to the park. That's the correct thing. If you look at question number 2, you have a plural subject, the dogs, and then you have a singular verb, is, and that makes it incorrect. So you need to use a plural verb to go with the plural subject. And what we have is, the dogs are walking to the park. The last but not the least, the team is playing well together. If you look at question number 3, the team are playing well together. Here we are looking at the actions of the individual members of the team. We are not looking at the actions of the individual members of the team. Instead, we are looking at the team as a whole. So that is what makes a plural verb incorrect here. Okay? And so the correct thing is to use the singular verb, the team is playing well together. Now, in conclusion, you need to review the rules. Subject-verb agreement is key for clear communication. Practice regularly. Improve your skills with consistent practice, bearing in mind that practice makes perfect. Engage and share. Like, subscribe, and share this video. Of course, as I earlier said, this particular lesson is taken from my ebook titled Learn English Grammar with Ease. So if you are interested in grabbing a copy of the book, then you can simply click on the link below in order to get a copy of the book. Thank you for watching today's episode, and see you in the next video. Many thanks for watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important. If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always seeing you